Chapter 27 of Berserk. Assassin Part 4. I didn't point this out in my last review. I made the similarities between Guts and Adonis, I guess his name would be. Um, but I didn't really catch this similarity until this chapter, and that similarity is the fact that you know Adonis has been trying to make his father smile at least one time in his life, gain his appreciation and and whatnot. Same as Guts. Guts was always trying to gain Gambino's appreciation, always trying to get Gambino to acknowledge him. So once again, Guts and Adonis are very similar in that aspect as well. And the whole chapter opens up with Guts, still his sword impaled through Adonis's chest, and still trying to understand what he just did. And like I said in my last review, this is going to have some serious ramifications for Guts, in my opinion. I mean, it's going to affect him in some way. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he just took a young boy's life, an innocent boy's life. Now, at one point, he took his sword out, and the little kid was like reaching for Guts, and Guts grabs his hand, and then the life just leaves this kid's body, and Guts just looks at his hand, and he's like, what the fuck did I just do? What did I do? Meanwhile, now he has to escape because knights and servants and whatnot are coming up to see what the ruckus was. He just killed two of the Julius's servants, knights, whatever bodyguards, whatever you want to call them, and he's trying to escape. Meanwhile, Master Hassan, the guy that was talking to Julius in the last chapter, comes upstairs and sees the scene that just played out, the results of that scene. And we see Adonis on the ground with blood coming from his body, propped up against the wall. And Hassan walks over, and that's when I just realized, the similarity between Guts and Adonis when he says, not once did this young boy get the chance to make his father smile. Basically, how merciless such a young innocent, such a young child. And it pisses Hassan off to no end because Hassan most likely has been raising this child along with Julius since he was born. He's grown to, he's seen this child grow from a newborn to 13 years old, and it upsets him to no end. He mutters the words, "Find him. Do not let that robber, that murderer, leave this estate alive." So then, all the other servants, they get into a ruckus. They go after Guts, and Guts gets shot in the arm with an arrow, and he falls down, and then he sees a sewer, kicks out the bar, but as he goes down, he smacks his head on a rock, and he starts to bleed from the back of his head. And that's when the similarity hit me again. He's having this, fucking unconscious, dream about swords clashing. He's training with Gambino. He's like, I was always trying to get you to acknowledge me. Then you see, this big, demon-looking thing, like Zod. And it cuts off Gambino's head. Guts is pleading for him to stop. Then he stabs Guts. But then, when you see the things close up, it's Guts' face as he is now. I kind of feel like that means Guts feels that he is a monster. He blames himself for what just happened. He blames himself for Gambino's death, even though he knows Gambino sold him to Donovan, even though he knows Gambino was just a scumbag. He still deep down inside of him respected the fucking scumbag to some extent, and he wanted his acknowledgement, and he wanted him to love him. Like a father would love a son. So he blames himself for the fact that he had to kill Gambino, and it only brought these emotions and these thoughts and whatnot that were pushed down deep inside of him to resurface because of what he just did in the Julius's estate. He killed a young boy, and it's weighing down on him. Like I said, it's going to affect him in some manner, and we're already seeing it in this chapter. He knows what he did was not right. And I almost cried because when Hassan was saying that stuff about not once did this young boy get to make his father smile, so merciless, such a young boy, and I was just like, you gotta look at it this way. Like, I know this is fiction and whatnot, but you gotta look at it at both sides. Like Julius, yes, he tried to assassinate Griffith. He's kind of an asshole, whatever, but Adonis is the innocent party in this, and he lost his life. And it's affecting, people around him, and mostly Hassan at this point. And it just, it's very realistic, I guess I'm trying to say. So Guts gets knocked out, and I guess Guts views himself as a monster. Well, he gets to the Band of the Hawks little bar place, and we see Quirkus being a fucking asshole like always. He's like, "Oh, Guts is probably swinging his sword like usual. Oh, and there's lonesome, blah 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 blah." Fucking dickhead Quirkus. Because they're wondering where Guts is. Casca's like, we were supposed to have a mock, training session or whatever, and he blew me off. But then Guts arrives, and Casca's like, you made my day real rough. But all Guts could say is Griffith, and he's like, "Eh?" She's like, "Eh? Where's Griffith?" We find out he's at a dinner party for Princess Charlotte. Meanwhile, his right-hand man, Guts, is off doing an assassination mission that got botched, and this dude's fucking dancing around with fucking nobles and eating good food and whatnot. I kind of felt like that was a dickhead move. I mean, I understand Griffith is trying to play the role of a viscount and everything now, but you're gonna go off and have a good time and play the game and whatnot. Meanwhile, Guts is doing your dirty work. It kind of tells me he really doesn't respect Guts that much. He doesn't consider Guts a friend. I have a feeling this is going to come to light at some point. I think Guts is going to blame Griffith in some manner for what happened. And obviously blame himself. Things are going to get complicated from this point on. I really, truly believe that. I just thought it was a dickhead move for Griffith to be at this dinner party while Guts is doing his dirty work. To me, like I said, it feels like Griffith only looks at Guts as a pawn, as a servant. You know what I mean? A prized possession, as one of my subscribers said in one of my early reviews in the comment section of that video. But he heads to the ball, and he sees Princess Charlotte and Griffith standing out in front of a fountain, and he's just like, "Griffith?" And that's how it ends. So I'm going to assume he's going to overhear a conversation with Charlotte and Griffith. I don't know if it's going to hold any weight. Maybe Guts is going to, barge in on the conversation, but I highly doubt he will do that, because it will raise a lot of suspicion, because Guts is all bloody and beaten up. He has an arrow wound. He's bleeding from the back of his head. He's all wet. So I don't think Guts would be stupid enough to go approach Griffith in front of the princess. Even Casca realized that was an arrow wound on his arm. So she, obviously being Casca, is going to question what the fuck happened. But let me know your thoughts on my thoughts, guys. Let me know your thoughts on the chapter 27 of Berserk, entitled Assassin Part 4. Hit the like button if you feel I deserve it. Subscribe if you want to see more Berserk reviews and you have the urge to check out my channel. And if you want to support me 100%, guys, please do not use ad blocker, and I urge you to do the same for any of your favorite YouTubers. This has been my review for Berserk Chapter 27, entitled Assassin Part 4. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys enjoyed my theories and my thoughts. And I try to go kind of deep with this, but I don't think I did too well. I think I did okay, but let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, guys. I will catch you in the next Berserk review.